I don't have any.
You know?
Not with me.
I have a pink mustache.
Are you serious right now?
Extremely.
Help
Look
us
at how
all.
serious he is.
Who's ever gonna do that? You might as well just take a pen.
Oh my
I
god.
tried and it didn't work.
We should show that in our class presentation.
Definitely.
Hold still. He's scared. He's like, please stop. Rub it in with your fingers so it doesn't look like lines. On the video, it does. We gotta sit away from each other because I don't like you.
I guess you do.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's their last names?
Wormwood.
Wormwood. Oh, Woodstock.
Woodstock. This ain't the peanut. This ain't Charlie Brown. Woodstock on Charlie Brown.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wormwood, how are you?
Alright.
Mrs. Wormwood. Hi. Hi. So, how was last week since we last met?
How was the time?
I understand that you might not really know why we're here, and hopefully that we can work on that, on finding a common ground, if possible. Okay. So last session we mentioned that we would just meet the three of us and get a chance to really get to talk about some things maybe that you might not feel comfortable talking about with Matilda here perhaps, or
Right on.
okay. Do you have somewhere that you would like to start? Something you'd like to discuss?
Start by leaving.
Me leaving or you leaving?
Oh,
Where are we going?
you're not ready.
I don't know.
Mention something about motorboating.
Okay, so that is something that you could possibly do
Outside of here?
Yes.
Probably.
But this, while we're here, if we could focus on maybe some shoes at home, or if you want to talk more about Matilda, kind of help me with that understanding of how things are going at home with her and what the issues are there.
You were made to come here, so tell us what we need to do. We don't know.
Is there something particular that you really struggle with in terms of raising Matilda? You smile. Does that mean that there is?
Not that I can narrow down. The whole thing has just been stressful.
Okay. The whole experience of raising Matilda and having a daughter. What about you, Matilda?
What she said.
So, I would like.
Something completely inappropriate popped in my head when he said that. Almost came out. I'll keep that to myself.
So, oh my gosh. So, what happened this week? What did you guys do?
Isn't that part of it?
I went to work.
Bedroom.
I got my hair done.
It looks horrible.
So does your face.
Making fun of my mustache.
It's pink.
Well, it was one of Matilda's tricks.
How about you tell me about one thing that you did as a family during this last week?
Well, we watched TV with our son, and Matilda wrote a book, but we tried again. Never works.
Okay, so that didn't change at all since last week. You still.
No, she doesn't want to be a part of the family.
How does that make you guys feel?
I feel like she thinks she's better than us. Like that what we're
I don't care. The little twat doesn't want to be in our family, then that's on her.
Okay. So you said that she might feel better than you. How does that make you feel? Is that
But she thinks
Right,
because she's
mhm.
smart that she doesn't have to do anything with us, and like she just can't wait to get out of our family. We're driving her crazy. Well, she drives me nuts too.
okay? What things does she do to drive you crazy?
She acts like she's better than us
Okay.
constantly, and she always has something to say, and she's always,
Talking back at us.
yeah.
Is that something that you have addressed with her, talking back at you?
Yeah, that doesn't get
I
anywhere.
tell her to shut up, but it doesn't work.
So, has there been any time when it has worked, or when you have done something different that has worked?
No.
Before she could talk.
And usually kids can't talk back when they can't talk.
That's about the last time that I wasn't annoyed.
Okay. So there was a time when things were unstressful in the family when she was little.
So,
So, what kinds of things did you guys do as a family then?
nothing's changed other than her being there.
Anything you would like to add to that, Mr. Warner?
What she said.
So, I'm wondering, you haven't spoken a lot. I'm gonna let your wife speak. Is there something that you've been thinking about this last week that you'd like to bring to the table?
I'm barely home, so she's the one that has most of the answers.
Okay. And when you are home, what are some of the things that you struggle with? You said that Matilda gets on your nerves when she talks back.
Yes.
Is there any other things that she does that get on your nerves?
Her squeaky little voice gets on my nerves.
And is there something, because obviously we can't change her tone
I
of
wish we could.
voice, but is there something that you would like to see change about your interactions at home that you could change?
Illegally, we took her to an orphanage. I don't want her anymore.
Okay. So, have you considered not being able to take care of her any longer? And what that would entail?
Didn't know that was an option.
It's an option.
There are parents who do not feel capable of taking care of their children, in which case it would
I
either go
don't
to
feel
a
like
family
I'm
member.
not capable. I feel like I don't want to. There's a difference.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of kids that don't. This is going down a whole new road.
It's fine. Keep your thoughts together. Oh, stop it.
So is there some reprieve that you feel when she goes?
I don't even know what that means.
Is there, do you get kind of some time off when she goes to school?
Yes.
Does that help
She
with
just
your
lived
stress
there. Can we
levels?
just send her to like boarding school or
Ooh,
something? She lives
boarding
there.
school. Free boarding school.
Yeah. Is that an option?
Have you looked into that? I don't
Can't
know.
afford it.
As long as it's free.
It has to be free or very low cost.
So that might not be since if you ask me what that means.
I would have too.
So that wouldn't be a
Appropriate.
viable.
That's say
realistic option
There you
for
go.
you. Is there something else? Is there a family member that could?
Why don't she just go live with Mrs. Honey since she likes her so much? You like that?
Yes,
Okay.
perfectly.
Goodbye.
Yes.
She likes her better than us, so.
Take it to the whore.
Holy crap.
So you don't
You
get
would
along.
know.
You were two motorboat lady.
All right, bringing it back. I wanted to touch on that.
The
that
motorboat thing?
No.
No,
on
we do
the-
want to touch on the motorboat thing.
On the.
That's on video
No, I wanted to touch on the part
That's okay.
where you said take her to Miss Honey. You don't want her anymore.
Well, she wants to be with Miss Honey all the time, and Miss Honey acts like she wants her, so goodbye.
She gets the
There's
prize.
the door.
Bye-bye.
Have you guys
Adios,
talked
Pluto.
about this more between yourselves or looked into the legality of it?
I'm pretty sure that it's established that she just doesn't want to be there. What's the point? I'm not gonna try something that she's not wanting. She's miserable, we're miserable.
Right, but what I was asking is if you guys have looked into that possibility of her being adopted by somebody else.
We don't have money for it over here, so,
Okay.
no.
There are free services free legal services
Like that word.
that
Love that word.
you could connect with.
Oh, if you know where they are, let us know. We'll contact them.
Yes.
Okay, we will get you that contact information after the session. Okay. Now I wanted to ask you, what do you think it would look like? What would life look like after, if assuming that Ms. Hilda was not in your lives?
Vacations. Family time.
Relaxation, her not prying into our business and everything we do and trying to change us to make us better the way she thinks we should be.
Okay. Mr. Arnold, you mentioned vacations. Do you have money for that?
Well, I'm not taking care of her. More money for us. We can go to Malibu.
Sounds great.
Would you take your son?
Yes.
Yes.
Motorboating in that.
Okay. And would that mean that he would lose days of school?
Not too worried about it. Probably be in the summer though.
Yes.
Or spring break, or fall break, or winter break.
Or any break.
Any break.
Okay.
Any break.
Or we'll take it. He can take a couple of days off. That'll be okay.
So,
He gets okay grades. He's passing.
okay. So that's not a concern for you?
As long as you're not getting X, I don't care.
These are fine.
D's.
And you mentioned that if you're not taking care of her, that you would have the money. Does Matilda, does she incur a lot of costs? Does she create a lot of expenses?
Well, she seems to think that she needs to go to this school, and she can't just go to any normal school.
Does the school cost money?
We got the books. We got the gas I waste. I'm taking her to that school.
Have you looked into
She's
a
too smart.
bus?
Too smart to go to the public school.
Have you looked into a bus system?
They don't have
They don't have
And is public school something that you would have considered and then possibly then have more money to do the things such as go on family vacations?
It wouldn't matter because she's apparently too smart to go there. So it's not an option. And it's not just that. Just her complaining about everything just makes everything unbearable.
Have you ever talked to her about the things that she complains about and really asked her why she complains about them so much?
I mean, the conversations, all she does is complain the entire time. It's like impossible to it's no problem.
Okay. 'Cause I remember last time she mentioned that she doesn't feel heard.
Or how she couldn't be heard, all she does is talk.
So
If
you,
anything, she hears herself, that's for sure.
Mr. Olmwood, do you have anything to add to that? Or do you feel like you listen to her?
I try to, it's just annoying.
Do you try?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really good. That must be hard to do, especially when she annoys you so much that you're willing to try to listen to her, even if it's hard.
There you go.
Well, we have a few more minutes. We have about 20 more minutes for the session. Not halfway through. So tell me, how do you get along with your son? You mentioned that you had a really good relationship with him.
Yeah, it's funny, a good topic, let's talk.
No, what about you, Mr.
I
Wood?
don't have a super close relationship with him, but he doesn't cause any issues. Passing school, keeps his room fairly clean. He's a good kid, I don't have to deal with him all the time.
Okay. And so you said that he passes school, he keeps his room fairly clean. Are those things that you struggle with Matilda as well?
She's an overachiever.
What do you mean by that?
She has to do everything above and beyond everyone else.
Okay.
She's always trying to show everybody up.
Okay. So she does also keep her room clean and does her homework, but she goes beyond that, and how does that make you feel?
Stupid.
It makes you feel stupid. What about you? And what do you, that must be a really uncomfortable feeling for your child to make you feel stupid. What's that like? What was the first time that you felt that way?
When she was cooking at 3, and I can't even cook.
Okay. Where did she pick that up?
She didn't get it for me.
Probably read a book about cooking.
Okay. And Mr. Warner, what was the first time that you remember feeling stupid because of Matilda?
When she called me out by the auto shop, she said that I was a thief.
How did that make you feel?
You don't want to talk about
That's completely understandable. Well, those are strong words for your daughter to say. I can completely understand that would be that
it. Very
would
rude.
that would make you feel uncomfortable. When she says things that are really rude, have you, other than telling her to shut up, have you ever sent her to a room, or do you try any other?
What good is that gonna do when her favorite thing to do is read books? You send her to a room, she gets what she wants.
Yes.
What, we're gonna take every book away? I mean, I don't know how to punish a child that likes to sit in a room alone.
No, yeah.
When I make her go out and party or something, I mean, I don't know what to do with a child like that.
Mhm. Yeah, that is quite a predicament. Have you, I wonder if you talk to her and ask her what kinds of things she likes, because you know that she likes to sit in her room and read books, so that's something that you could use possibly as a consequence, but of course we want the consequences to be useful to improve the family relationship. If that was still an option, we will keep in mind the possibility of adoption. But are there any other things that she likes to do?
Talk? A lot.
Mr. Holman?
I'm falling asleep here.
Please, would you like some water? Would you like some
No,
coffee?
it's fine.
I would.
So
Can you give
let's
me my
wash
water?
it.
Absolutely. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What was the question again?
So have you talked to her about any of the other things that she likes to do?
I don't
No?
get involved with her. I get involved with my son.
Okay. And you seemed really excited when we started
Probably
talking.
her problem.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said it's probably what her problem is.
What, that I don't spend time with her?
That you don't.
She's a girl. She should be spending time with you in the kitchen
Who
and
told
getting
you
your
that?
hair done.
Okay,
Well, she
so
has
it
to
sounds
turn out like you.
it
She's not
sounds-
gonna be a man.
She's obviously not like me.
Well, you should try to make hair into you.
So, Mrs. and Mr. Wormwood, it sounds like there might be some conflict here in the roles that you that you expect of each other. Have you ever talked to them?
Girls go with the mothers, boys go with the father. Very quite simple.
Okay, so
Well, that's obviously
What-
not working.
so
Because you don't
what
do
are-
anything about it.
And what do you do?
I take care of my son. She's your responsibility, woman.
Okay, so that's your point of view that women should be with their daughters and men should be with their sons. What is your opinion about that?
I mean, I agree that women should be taking care of the home and things like that, but I don't believe that a man should just not pay any attention to his daughter at all.
So
What
why-
do you do? You sell broken piece of crap cars.
Get you money, don't I?
Yeah, illegally, and that's why we have people staying out of our
still
house.
money.
You're gonna end up in
You do your
prison.
disgusting hair, and your disgusting nails, and your disgusting bingo.
You like my disgusting hair and nails and bingo, and I make more money at bingo than you do selling cars.
You wish.
So
You laughing, lady?
I'm laughing at you. You're ridiculous.
You're ridiculous.
I'm ridiculous or ridiculous? I'm ridiculous.
okay. So there's conflict on the roles. There might be conflict on how you spend your time
And money.
and money. Okay.
You should spend it all.
Have you
I
ever
do.
had
I
these
spend it all.
conversations about what you expect from the other person? That
I'm told every day that I need to get in the kitchen and cook and clean and take care of him. Yeah, it's pretty much established what he expects from me, but because he acts like a dick, I don't get it.
You
I'm
like
not
my
doing
dick, so
it.
shut up.
I'm not doing it.
okay.
So he can clean his own house.
Alright. Now there have been several comments here that were kind of negative towards one another. Would you be able to, in order to actually get something done here, because I understand that you really feel like this is a waste of time and you want to see results for your time spent here, if at all. Would we be able to establish that maintain a respectful environment?
So
We
you
were-
Practice that?
We respect you. I don't respect this beef.
Okay, so
I'm
that,
not gonna act fake for anybody.
so right
got
there,
big tits.
I wanna commend you on that because instead
They're
of saying the
awfully
whole
small,
word,
these
instead of saying the whole word,
I like
you only said the first letter, and that's doing better. That's an improvement. So could we continue moving towards that of maybe finding
I'll try.
a little bit of respect? Thank you.
Just gotta say it once. Whore. I'm done.
Mother. I left off the bad part at least.
Yeah, see, that's little baby steps. We're working towards a place of more mutual respect. So I really appreciate the effort that you're putting into it. If nothing else, then for getting something done.
Okay, lady, continue.
So
We got it.
now that we have that established, you mentioned that you pretty much understand the role that he expects from you. Do you understand the role, or do you think that you know the role that she expects from you, Mr. Williams?
I do what men are supposed to do. I bring bread to the table. I take care of my son. I give her a house, credit cards, so she can do her own life. That's what a man does, isn't it?
Okay.
So what that means that you can't spend any time with me or your daughter or with any
We
other
spend
family?
time. We spend a
Watching
lot of
the
time in the
Cast Drop
bedroom.
show? Like,
You like it when I fuck you like a rabbit. Isn't that
When does
time
that
for
happen?
you?
Like
Okay.
what,
Every
once a
Friday
month?
night.
This
Every
isn't
Friday
the
night.
You're
moment.
mistaken.
Can I cut you off just for a second? If you would like to talk more about your sexual life, that is something.
I don't.
Okay.
He does, apparently.
Well, she was talking about spending time with her. I
It's
spent
lack
time with her in
of.
the bedroom.
It's lack of for me because just because we're in the bedroom for 5 minutes
Oh, 5 minutes. What?
doesn't
You want
establish
more?
a sexual contact.
So you want more sex?
So,
Fuck you in every room of the house if you want.
I can't seriously.
And they ask because I'm like a baby.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
guys, you gotta tone it down.
She can't stand it. She's gonna freak out.
How much time is left? Oh my
You
god.
said 30 minutes. You're almost done. You survived.
Really? Okay.
She said that we can talk about sex.
So, if that's something that you would like to talk about, maybe that's something that you could come and meet with me another time throughout the week. Because right now we have a few things that we need to discuss about Matilda and about your family environment primarily. But we do have couples counseling that is strictly for couples. And there are sexuality counselors, what are they called?
I don't know.
I thought that's what this was.
Not quite. This is family counseling. So what I'll talk to you.
Well, that's part of the family.
Yes.
Okay. But it's not something that involves the children, is it?
If we're unhappy, then it would.
That's true. Very good point.
She hates us right now. She wants to punch me in my
She
face.
Who?
You.
Me? No.
You guys are gonna give me hell when it's my turn. I probably deserve it.
Yes.
You could dig deeper. I mean, it seems like sex is something that they're not getting and it's getting them frustrated.
Talk about that?
What?
No, but you should like address it. Because it seems like it's an issue, you know? We're just helping you out.
Okay.
It's something that's gonna
Okay.
come up,
Yes,
probably.
right,
Because
okay.
they're not satisfied as a couple. So they
I
gotta
don't know
work.
how to talk about this.
I mean, so it's a family, and then if the couple is not acting like a couple because certain reasons,
I
then
need to
that
refer
should
you
be.
guys to a,
You could.
what is it called?
Sex therapy.
Sex therapy, that's what it's called.
I don't think it's just sex that's the issue, because from what I'm hearing is
Communication
he's saying
is
that
the
too,
issue.
but he's saying, what, do you want more sex, what do you want? And she's not saying anything.
Yeah.
So the expectations is what I'm trying to get
And
to.
she said 5 minutes. I mean, maybe she's not being sexually satisfied.
Yeah, it's something,
Obviously.
it's something you can dig into. Because she's saying, well, we have sex, but you don't spend time with me and Matilda. So what
Yeah.
would that look like for you? What would you want to happen?
Okay. Alright, yeah, no, that's
No.
good. I'm just like, I don't know where that was. Okay.
Working on it.
Okay, so going back to what?
Where's that coming
Is that your phone?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm sorry. That must
Not
be
mine.
the room next door. We don't have very.
Good acoustics.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank
Show you acoustics. Okay.
So, getting back to what we were talking about in terms of when I asked you what the expectations were, and you mentioned that he doesn't get it.
Do you think he gets it?
I get it in.
You don't do that.
Obviously, we have 2 kids, but that's about it.
So,
So what are my expectations? Is that what you're asking me?
yeah, would you be able to express those to Mr. Holman?
Well, I do like that he works and takes care of the family in our home, but I think that he could be a little more involved in my life and his daughter's life, and I think that he could take time out to actually be there instead of always worried about his next adventure or his next venture to make money. Or scam, whatever you want to call it.
Spend time with you whenever I come back from work. I'm in the house.
Just 'cause you're
And
there
every
doesn't
Friday
mean-
night we go to the bedroom. What else do you want?
We established this. Going to the room for 5 minutes is not spending time with me.
Will you want me to last longer?
There's other things you could do. You could spend time with me.
So what would time spent with you look like, aside from
Talking
sexual
about the future, like,
What future? We are in the future, woman.
this is the present. Get your stuff right.
So what do you mean by future? Seems like Mr. Homewood isn't quite
Well,
clear
because I
on
was
what
talking
you
about
mean
these
by that.
vacations and stuff, and he talks about it with the sun, he talks about the rest, but we could talk about what we wanna do future, other than him just talking about his work all the time. Like, I'm tired of it. I hate cars, like, especially junky old, whatever they are,
Okay, so
bumpers fall off.
you would like to have some more topics of conversation aside from Mr.
I'm
Holman's
tired of
job?
everything being his dreams and not our dreams.
Okay.
What are your dreams, woman?
I don't wanna sell junky cars for the rest of our life.
You do bingo, don't you?
So,
Oh, that's a good dream for the future.
Mrs. Warren, he asked you something. Would you be able to express to him what your dreams are?
Moving out of this town, like not, can I talk? Don't even, I hear you over there.
Go ahead.
You wanna hear it, then listen. Going on vacations together, like, first off, I'm tired of this job, I would like him to get a real job, like, I know that he thinks that this is our dream, but it's not a dream to sell, to scam people into buying junky cars, the bumpers are falling off. Eventually it's gonna catch up with him, he's gonna end up in prison.
And have you ever heard what she's telling you, Mr. Warren? Has she told you that in the past?
I heard, but she doesn't complain when I give her a credit card for her to use and whatever she wants.
Okay.
Who would complain about that?
Exactly. Why are you complaining?
Okay, well, when you're in prison, I can't spend your credit card anymore. Who's gonna pay the bill? I'm not working.
It sounds like perhaps there's a little bit of fear of the future in terms of what might happen to Mr. Wormwood if his career catches up with him, as you said. And
I'm
what,
not scared.
you're not scared. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen
What would happen?
if, in the future, do you think that it will continue on?
Of course. It's my dealership.
So you're comfortable with how things are?
I'm totally fine. We're making money.
That's why there was guys outside that have been like watching you. That's why I was being nice to the cops. 'Cause they
They've
know
been
what you're
watching
doing.
you.
They're not watching me. They're watching you. That's why I was nice to them because they know what you're doing.
Okay, so it looks like there's some issues with there's some struggles with communication between you two. You're also on a different page in terms of where your future might be headed. And also, but you are on the same page in terms of possibly looking for another alternative for Matilda. Okay. So these are things that we can get into more. Next week I'm gonna give you the information for the free legal clinic that you could contact. And next week, if you would like to come back, the two
I
of
don't
you.
want to, but apparently they don't have a choice.
Well, I would like to see how things are going with the legal clinic, and I would like to see if during this next week you are able to spend or find something that you could spend a little more time with one another. doing something, like talking about something different, perhaps even talking about this session, would be something different than what you usually talk about.
I agree. I love you, woman.
So we will meet next time. She must Olivia.
We're talking about sex.
So next time I would like to meet with both of you, or together again if possible, and then in 2 more weeks, then when Matilda is back, we can discuss what agreement we came to or what decision you guys made during these next 2 weeks in terms of that.
What are we doing next week?
So next week I would like to hear from you in terms of what happened with the legal clinic and how you were able to find something to spend some more time with each other during the week in a different way than we usually
All right,
do.
can I go now?
Yes. We're done here.
Alright, I'll see you next week.
All right.
Horrible.
No, it wasn't. It was
Thanks for
actually
making
good.
it horrible.